Yeah, sorry about that. My net cut out for a second there. My bad. But yeah, I'm here. I am here. Sorry about that. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's I try to stick with my logo colors. So if I go back to it, um let me find my logo. So this is my logo. Oops. Well, you can't see that. See, so the transition back, and so this is my logo. So I try to keep it the same colors as my logo. All right. So what was I saying before my net rudely interrupted me? I don't even remember what I was talking about before my net interrupted. Looks like all about Dino Talk. Okay. Uh, Let me see. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. So I keep well shit. I remember what I was doing now. Let's oops, not that. Let's open up another version of Blender. Come on now. So this guy was made in Blender. Come on now. It's got to recache the images, so it's taking a minute because the textures are 4K textures. Come on now. So I sculpt this guy inside of Blender. So it's pretty much the same that I did with him. So I went when I sculpted him. I did the relative, like I'm doing now, the relative detail under. You got your detail size, and then subdivide collapse. So when you're sculpting, it subdivides and it collapses the triangles down on top of each other. And relative detail has to do with the detail size. And like I said, if you're zoomed out and I swiped over this, the polygons would be large. And if I zoomed in really, really close, the polygons would get more smaller and more dense. And like I said, I'm doing that on this rock or whatever, so I could get in here and get these creases with some higher detail. And then a lot of these flat parts, leave them with not so much detail. If that makes sense. That way it looks like I'm giving the rock more detail in the medium details, and I could get in there and get a little bit of the finer details in here before I have to re-topo it, and then get even more finer details in when I texture it. So this guy looks a lot better inside of Unity because I got him inside of Unity. That's probably what I should have opened up first. I'm not sure if you seen when I opened him up inside of Unity or not, but he looks a lot better in Unity than he does in here. I mean, I could always render him, but I don't want to make my stream lag, so. But yeah, that's me brushing up on the sculpting. Yeah, I made the textures. I did. Oh no. Why did I do that? I didn't want to open up Substance Painter. But yeah, I made the textures. I do use Substance Painter for texturing. So I didn't want to open up Substance Painter. So goodbye. But yeah, I textured inside of Substance Painter, and that's what I'll take this rock inside of Substance Painter, uh, and texture it in there too. Or I might use Substance Designer. I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet, or thought that far, anyways. But yeah, man, you could do a lot of things inside of Blender. So I got a portfolio piece that I've been working on, and I showed this not too long ago too, but I'll show it again, and I'll show you some of the stuff you could get done inside of Blender. Uh, so I'm doing these for portfolio pieces and stuff, and I'm trying to keep them all real time. Now the guy is sculpted inside of ZBrush, but Retopo and all that good stuff is done inside of Blender and stuff. So you can make some really nice stuff inside of Blender. Just all about workflow. Don't mind those spirals right there. made the hair inside a blender. The mask was sculpted, of course. And then everything was textured inside of Substance Painter. What's that? That's weird. I don't know what that is. I have to look and see what that is. No, not yet. That's I took a break from him because I was working on him for a couple weeks. And so I took a little break on him. And that's where I'm working on the rock guy now. But that's the plans next. I need to make his shoes, and then I need to rig him to put him in a pose. And then he'll be done, and he'll be ready to get some high quality real time images, and then he'll be done, and the rock dude will be done too. I'm not gonna put no like super crazy rig on him or nothing like that. I'm not gonna animate him either. I'm just gonna put a quick rig on him. That way I can pose him and call him done. But yeah, I'm like you. I'm trying to get better workflows inside a Blender. And once you figure out a good workflow, then it's all smooth sailing from there. Hopefully. But like I was telling Mentats, my next big project that I'm gonna be streaming and stuff is a video game. So me and a buddy of mine's came up with a what we think's a cool idea for a game. So like I was saying earlier, that's what another reason why I'm brushing up on my Blender sculpting skills, is I'm gonna try to keep everything done inside a Blender. That way my buddy could work on stuff also. Cause he don't have ZBrush, so I could get the workflow down and all that good stuff inside a Blender for sculpting. Then it's not gonna be an issue as far as characters go and stuff like that. Cause I only sculpt organic models, so hard surface and stuff like that. Of course, I don't sculpt. But oh, you still here, Mentaz? Well, welcome back, man. Sorry, my internet decided to say that I didn't need to stream or something, and just poofed me. Uh, I well, I mean, I'm gonna stream it and stuff like that, so the uh the idea will be out there as soon as I start streaming it. Yeah, I could explain a little bit right now, because I want to start streaming it and you know, the process of making it. That way, if somebody steals my idea, then I could go after them. But But yeah, it's gonna be a MOBA. Now you might think, oh man, we got enough of them, and MOBAs are boring, and and all that kind of good stuff. But I enjoy MOBAs. Now I used to play a lot of Dota 2. I don't play it no more. Cause yeah, I did get bored with it after a while. And I think a lot of people that play it now is people that's trying to get good enough to go into the tournaments and make a lot of money and stuff. Um, but I want to make a fast-paced MOBA, fast-paced. So, and what I mean by that is I want the combat to be fast-paced. I don't know if any of you guys ever played any Paragon. Um, but man, when Paragon first started out, holy crap, was the gameplay slow, and it was almost unbearably slow. And they kept on saying that they weren't going to change it, and they weren't going to change it. Well, they did change it, and they made it a little bit more fast-paced. But it's still pretty slow. And if you guys played, like, Overwatch. Overwatch is a fast-paced MOBA, battle arena, whatever you want to call it. And then Paladins. Paladins is another one that's just like Overwatch. And a lot of people say bad things that Paladins copied Overwatch and stuff like that, which isn't true because Paladins came out before Overwatch. But and it's gonna be scary, man. Well, I don't know, it's scary, but it's gonna have some it's not gonna be like MOBAs that you've seen. That's a fact. And it's not gonna be top down either. I don't want it to be top down. I want it to be third person, kind of like Paragon. And I don't want it to be point and click either. I'm not a big fan of point and click games. And really, the point and click wouldn't be really good for fast paced combat, anyways. So the idea is, to keep the what people love about MOBAs, right? To keep those elements in the game, and not try to change the game so much to where people's gonna be like, well, I just don't get it. You know what I mean? But when you do things that have genres that, or not genres, I'm sorry, when you do a genre, there we go. I'll reword that. When you do a genre, that has quite a lot of competition in the marketplace, you can't just do the same thing. So yeah, Paladins is really fun. Matter of fact, me and the buddy of mine, we've been playing quite a bit of Paladins here lately. I played some of it when it first came out on Steam and stuff like that. Then all my buddies that I play games with online and stuff like that, none of them wanted to play anymore. So I don't like playing them type of games by myself. I think they're a lot more fun when you have a group of people playing that you know or you somewhat know. I think that's what makes them type of games really fun. so I stopped playing it. But since we're gonna try to do a game in the genre, um, we've been playing a lot more MOBAs and stuff like that, just to get more of a feel of the gameplay and stuff. But to be honest, I want the look of the game to be more like Paragon. You know, with the third person look. But I want the combat to be way more fast paced. To me, Paragon's, even though the movement's gotten better, stuff like that, Paragon's, things just still feel too slow for me. Even though I still play the heck out of it. Yeah, see, and that's another thing. Like me and Mental or Mentats was just talking about a little bit earlier about which game engine we're going to use. Me personally, I'm more familiar with Unreal Engine 4. I've been using Unreal Engine 4 ever since the second day it came out on the market. Paid $20 a month for it. Then they made it free. They gave me all my money back, so that was cool. Uh, and they have blueprints. They have a shader editor. There's just a lot of things that Unreal Engine 4 has that Unity don't. But the process of making games is a lot easier inside of Unity. The only problem that I would have with making a game in Unity is the programming. I'm not a programmer, and my buddy's not a programmer. So we were thinking about, if we went with Unity, going with Playmaker. But then that's $65 a whack per person, so that's $150. And if we ever brung anybody into the project, they'd have to buy a Game Maker or a Playmaker 2. So that would probably be an issue. Especially since we wouldn't be able to afford to pay people right off the bat if they came into the game. So came in to help making the game. So, but that's when we'd look for crowdsourcing or man, I can't think right now. What the hell? Going through Patreon or something like that to earn up funds to hire more people if the game interests anybody and people would donate for it. I don't know. That's things all to be determined. I don't know. Or if we just stick to me and him. Then of course we won't have to pay nobody. But then if we make it in Unity, we might end up still needing somebody that knows how to program. And programmers don't they don't work for free. And most of the time they don't work on royalties either, so at least in my experience working with other indie studios. A lot of people don't like working in the royalty program, which I don't like working in a royalty program myself either, but Sometimes to get your foot in the door, that's what you got to do. How's it going, Captain Half Brain? Yeah, I don't know. And the Unreal Engine might be more of a better choice, at least for me, anyways. And then just have to force my buddy into learning how to use it. I'm doing pretty good. Merry Christmas to everybody that's watching the stream too. Sorry if you don't celebrate it or not, but I do. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hope everybody's holidays are going well. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. How's it going, Derek? Game dev? I'm making a rock, a mushroom rock. I'll oh, that's one thing that I accidentally closed it. I'll open it back up. Uh, oh, there. So I'm making a mushroom rock. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll be making a low poly retopo of this too. I will. I will. I'm kind of screwing myself with all these dips and stuff like that. It's gonna make retopo a pain, but yeah, I'm gonna retopo it. Yeah, the thing about Unreal Engine 4 is that 99% of any game devs or any games made on it are unoptimized as hell. Tell you the truth, I ain't played any game indie game devs that's been made on Unreal Engine 4. At least I don't think I have. I've worked for a couple of indie studios, making assets for them and stuff like that, but none of the games are ready or been put out yet. Uh, so I'm not sure how optimized or unoptimized they're gonna be. But all my models that I make, I organic stuff anyways. I I do a high poly, then I retopo, and then make it as low poly as I can, and bake everything down like you're supposed to when making a game. But yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier about about Unreal versus Unity. So no, we were talking about no, me and a buddy of mine, we uh we have an idea for a game, and that's going to be the next big project I start. Is we're going to stream the process. Well, I'm going to stream my process of at least making assets and putting them in the engine and all that stuff. So we were just talking about which engine that we're going to use or that we decided, and it's undecided. Because I've also been thinking about bypassing all those and using Amazon Lumberyard. Amazon Lumberyard just had a big update. They got a brand new visual scripting program, or sorry, brand new visual scripting, FBX import. They got a brand new animation workflow. I forget what they call it. They call it I forget what they call it. Anyways, they just had a huge update, and they are changing everything that CryEngine done. So they've redone. I think they said in their video or whatever, they've redone 60% of the code. Oh well, it used to be, but now no more. Amazon Lumberyard, yeah, it's based off the CryEngine. They bought a license from CryEngine to bail CryEngine out, so they didn't have to shut their doors. I think they paid $50 million for a branch of it. But like I said, Amazon Lumberyard on their YouTube channel, they said that I think they said they've redone 60% of the whole engine code already. So, and the nice thing about Amazon Lumberyard, you ain't got to pay them nothing. No matter how much money your game makes, the engine is free, completely free. The only thing that is required is if you make a multiplayer game, you got to use Amazon servers for your multiplayer game. Now they I don't know who uses it, but yeah, there's like what's that game being made that was being made in CryEngine, Star or something. Anyways, they switched over to Amazon Lumberyard. So they lost a big customer there because that game's got a lot of hype. Um, but yeah, Amazon Lumberyard is looking like a viable option, especially if you make a game and you make $1 million. You ain't got to give them 10% of your money. All you got to use is their web services, and Amazon's web services or their servers, from what I heard, anyways, they're not that expensive. But I don't know. I've never used them. What is this? What I was looking for? This was what I was. No, no. And see, I knew that Amazon Lumberyard, it wouldn't be doomed. I mean, it could be doomed, but Amazon, they make so much money that you know what I mean. Freaking Amazon Lumberyard to Amazon itself is just, you know what I mean. It's pennies. You know what I mean. So I think this is the video. This is the video that they talked about. They've redone like 60% of the code. Yeah, Amazon is taking over the world, and eventually, Amazon, they have their hands in everything. You know, Amazon's in like California and stuff. Amazon's got like their own like grocery stores and stuff like that. So, and you know, a few years back they tried getting the U.S. government to pass, you know what I mean, the law or whatever, so they could start using drones to deliver to people. But the U.S. government didn't let that pass. But eventually, they probably will, and they're probably fighting it. And eventually, it'll be like that. And you'll get all your stuff you buy from Amazon probably the same day, because they've got a couple of warehouses, I think, in every state in the United States. So if you're in the United States and they pass that drone thing or whatever, as long as it's not a super huge package or whatever, you'll probably be able to get your stuff that day. So, and if that passes or whatever, then I imagine Amazon's going to start selling food and all that stuff. And shoot, you won't even have to go to the grocery store. Everybody in the United States just getting fat, ordering stuff online. But I believe it'll be Facebook that makes Skynet. They might not come to Brazil. It might be your government that don't let them over there. Just like in China, you know, in China they don't allow Facebook or none of that stuff there. I mean, I'm not saying that's how it is in Brazil. I don't know, but it might be the government that might not let Amazon over there. I don't know. Yeah. Well, because you know, Facebook, they were already working on an AI, and the AI, even with all the precautions they built into the AI and stuff like that, the AI started making its own language and started speaking in some weird language that they couldn't understand, and they had to shut it down. So imagine that. So that's why I'm saying that Facebook's probably going to be the one that makes Skynet. Looks at it and says, "Oh hell no." Nah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe the government might have told them no. You know, Amazon's in the UK. Uh, Amazon's in China too, I believe. So if they could get into China, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like Amazon, like here, you know, we got the you know, Walmart's, and Walmart forever was the king of stores, and Walmart's losing money like crazy because of Amazon. Like here in the town that I live in the U.S., our Walmart used to be open 24/7. The only day that they closed was Christmas, and I don't know, here, I don't know, a few months ago or whatever, they're not open all night no more. They're only open until midnight now. Just losing business. Uh, oh, Walmart's not that popular there. Yeah, they have Walmart even in China, which I thought was surprising. Um, but yeah, the Amazon's taking over the world. That's for sure. Especially with Alexa and all that crap. And the game is going to be a MOBA based game, but it's not going to be like League of Legends or Dota. Um, my take on it is that it's going to be different. That's for sure. I want the combat to be fast paced. Towers ain't going to be towers. We're going to throw in a kick there. And the towers, they're going to be somewhat hard for you to take down. But that'll be all things that we'll have to look at when it comes to it, because of course you don't want the damn matches to go for 2-3 hours either. People wouldn't like that. Um, but I also don't want the matches to be like 10-minute matches either. So I want people to work for that win, and when they win, they feel accomplished. Yeah, I don't have hack and slash elements for sure, because hack and slash is my favorite type of game. I love hack and slash game. Just go in there and kill a bunch of stuff. And I love games that's got hard AI too. So I'm more of a PvE type of guy. But like MOBAs and stuff, of course, I'll play PvP. But I don't want the minions and stuff in the game. I don't want them to be brain dead and they just run at you and they hit you till you kill them. I want them to have a little bit of logic. Not a bunch, but a little bit of logic. Uh, I've been working in 3D for oh man, years. So I've been working in 3D since Blender 2.49, something like that. So however many years ago that was. Quite a few years I've been working in 3D. I started out in the 2D world. Well, I started out with making websites, and then I moved on to image manipulation. Um, and then I moved in when I saw that everything was moving towards 3D. Uh, I started learning 3D again. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So not for a whole long time, but for a few years, that's for sure. So, but like in Blender 2.49 or whatever, now I didn't take it super seriously. Then so I was on and off with it then. Then I started taking it super serious when I think in Blender 2.6. Yeah, Blender has come a long, long way. Like way back then, I still use Blender, but it was hard to use. I'll just put it that way. I used 3ds Max more than I did Blender. But it has came a super, super long way. And I'm glad they went in the direction that they're going. So they know what gets people hyped. So like for Blender 2.8, they got Eevee and stuff like that. There's a lot of hype for that. That's good though, because I'm super hyped for it. I'm ready. They need to hurry up and release it. Oh, you're learning 3ds Max now? Now 3ds Max, I don't know. Everybody likes the workflow for modeling like hard surface objects and stuff with 3ds Max. Um, I don't like using 3ds Max for modeling characters and things of that nature. I just think that the workflow for it is kind of retarded. Go in and add edit poly and this and that and the other. Uh, but it's made for more precise modeling. So modeling wise, I would rather use well, if I didn't know Blender, right? So if I didn't know Blender, I'd rather use Maya. Yeah, Blender does need to improve on that. They're supposed to be making a lot of changes, like I said, for Blender 2.8. Um, they're gonna have like visual rulers. A lot of the workflow is gonna change, so they even say it on their forum or whatever on their website that people's gonna have to relearn the workflow inside of Blender. 2.8 comes out. I'm not super excited for that part, but if it makes Blender better, then I don't mind it. Oh, there's nothing wrong with Make Human. Take time. There's nothing wrong with Make Human. Nothing wrong at all with Make Human. Have you seen the Manuel Bastion or whatever his name is? Have you seen his version for Blender? But I forgot you use Wings 3D. But the guy that made Make Human, he's got a branch of it now that he got a plugin specially for Blender. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Make Human at all. Yeah, you go in there, get them rigged, take it in your 3D package, and go on the sculpting or whatever. If you need to do sculpt more details, reweight your skeleton to your character. There's nothing wrong with it at all. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean by Wings 3D is. Oh, okay. So you don't use Wing. Okay, never mind. I got you. I got you. So you don't use Wings 3D for. Okay. See, that's what I told you. I don't know much about that software, so it's not for character rigging and stuff like that. So you use Blender. You use Blender for that then? Is that what you're saying? Okay, so you use BVHs and stuff. That's cool. Yeah, that's a good workflow. I do take song requests. I could do song requests, but in order to do that, you guys are gonna have to let me restart my stream because I'm multi-streaming to my YouTube account. That's why I don't have it playing music right now. YouTube hates copyrighted music. Matter of fact, I think song requests are on right now. I think. Yeah, there's yeah. See, and that's another thing for about Blender, right? With it being uh-oh, I got double notifications on for some reason. I have to fix that. But that's another thing about Blender, about it being open source and stuff like that. So they're not a paid software, so it makes it a lot harder for them to hire devs and stuff to make Blender great, right? So there's still a lot of things that Blender really does need work on, and they aren't up to date, like industry standard up to date. So BVHs and things of that is one of those things. Um, who followed or who subscribed? Let's check. Oh, thank you for following, Captain Half Brain. I appreciate it. Let me check and see if I got any viewers on my YouTube or not. Let's see what time is it? Oh damn, it's already 3 a.m. Uh Yeah, so all my viewers are on Twitch right now. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging around and talking with me. A lot of the nights that I stream, it's pretty quiet. Give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stop streaming to my YouTube, and I'm just gonna stream to Twitch. I'm gonna restart my stream real quick. Give me just I don't know, 1 minute.